All right, welcome everybody to Adobe's very first Developers Live event. And it's only fitting that this inaugural event is focused on commerce and the incredible Magento community. You guys are the trailblazers. You led the charge, showing the world that the ecosystem very much is the product. And it's so wonderful to reconnect with all of y'all here through this virtual thing. And I think what we're going to share with you today is going to be very exciting for everybody. For all of the Adobe developers joining us today, welcome and buckle up. We've got an exciting ride. I'm super excited about rallying us around a unified developer experience vision, where our most sophisticated users also are our most valuable customers. And this has been kind of true for Magento and true for different parts of the digital experience business for a long time. Now, look, 2020, I don't know about y'all, but for me, it's been one hell of a Stack Overflow. We've lived through a global shutdown unlike anything that we've ever seen. Aspects of life moved immediately to digital. We connect now with our families, friends, peers, and educators via video chat. All purchases are facilitated e-commerce. And we've had to pivot business processes and operations more quickly than ever before. Retail collapsed and then instantly reinvented itself with a curbside model, effectively converting storefronts into digital delivery distribution centers. And it happened all so quickly. It's just amazing the agility that the industry had been able to bring to bear. So we've had to rethink engagement with customers, partners, developers, and communities. Without these in-person meetings or conferences, connections, it's really hard. And it's more important than ever. And this has led us to reflect on our core values and how we ensure that they represent and support the diverse communities in which we work and the diverse customers that we serve. Like so many generation-defining events, the magnitude and impact of this period is not something any of us expected. But what's clear is that our go-forward will be very different than our past. You know, as technologists, perhaps we were the best prepared for this purely digital world. But in the span of a few short weeks, we've leapt into a digital reality we didn't expect to see for another 5 or even 10 years. This puts extreme pressure on all businesses to differentiate their online experience. And of course, that customization requires the technical creatives that stitch together wildly disparate back-end systems to craft engaging customer experiences and to do it all scalably, securely, and with extreme performance in mind. You know, we're almost twice as many employees are working from home as are now working on-prem. E-commerce penetration as a percentage of overall retail sales is up over 50%. This pandemic is making meaningful changes to the way that we do business. Like so many categories, online grocery has grown over 4-fold. And we've seen buy online, pick up in store, click and collect for the Europeans. It's up over 260% year over year from our July metric. And what's most important is that 75% of people that are using a digital channel for the very first time during the pandemic plan to continue doing so when things return to normal. So we're durably influencing the behavior of customers and really exposing the digital channels for the convenience factors that they are. So I think we're starting to see a meaningful shift in the way that people are going to continue to engage. And so with this shift from working from home, we've had to break down functional and geographic silos to collaborate in real time. We've had to forge new ways to lead and manage teams to execute. And this has been true for every job function and every industry. And while it may be just a regular Tuesday for a software engineer, these hurdles have been incredible for our educators, our healthcare providers, and retailers. Now, at Adobe, we've long held that digital is not an option. But now it's the only option. The immediacy of the global shutdown results in nothing short of a mad rush to meet customers online. This means timelines are insane and patience is in short supply. But there is an upside. A strong wave of new investments and expanded commitments to digital projects means that there's more activity in helping these customers meet their shoppers digitally than ever before. And in many ways, developers are bearing the brunt of this shift. You know, as companies across industries, they've looked to develop new skill sets and capabilities to pivot more quickly. We've been listening closely, and here's what you're telling us. 43% of developers report that their team's deployment velocity has gone up since COVID-19 began. And almost half of all software developers say they are working more during the shutdown. And now more than 10 million software engineers are working outside of the native tech industry to help these businesses thrive in this brave new digital world. So as we learn from our Magento community, improving business performance through software development comes down to building up developer velocity. You do that by empowering developers, by creating the right environment for them to innovate and removing points of friction. You bring your passion, your creativity, and ingenuity to bear against some of the world's most complex challenges. Our joint customers benefit directly from your ability to easily and safely extend our core capabilities wherever you see the need. And this means that Magento can execute on every imaginable digital business case. This is more important than ever before in our new digital-only universe. So let's look at what our commerce community has been up to this year. And you can see the fantastic momentum and community contributions through our community engineering program. And you all created over 5,700 pull requests. We processed over 6,600 of those. And 75% of that activity took place with 28 maintainers outside the walls of Adobe. It's absolutely incredible. And of course, we saw 43% growth in new contributors joining the effort this year. And it's always such a great milestone for us to get that fresh perspective and to keep bringing folks into this vibrant community. So thank you for making Magento your own and for all of the unbelievable work and the network that you created around this humble commerce product. Now, over 445,000 members currently exist in the Magento forums, and there are over 28,000 Magento meetup members. So it's absolutely incredible the opportunities we have to reach out and reinforce that network. Now, the focus on empowerment, on creativity, extensibility, collaboration, contribution, and most importantly, inclusion is something that Magento and Adobe have shared from the very start, informing our vision for bringing respective communities together. So our approach revolves directly around creating a diverse and global network of developers, designers, and innovators, deepening our commitment to open, developer-driven experiences, and empowering our communities to apply their ingenuity to create more compelling experiences across the entire customer journey. We've been working to build on and extend these values across Magento, and now to take this approach more broadly across the entire Adobe Experience Cloud business. So I'd like to start by spending some time sharing how we're evolving the Magento Masters program and invite community legend Sherrie Rohde to tell us just how we're going to be evolving this important recognition initiative. So Sherrie, over to you.
Thank you, Jason. Hi, everyone. I'm so excited to be back together with all of you. Recognizing that we couldn't be together in Vegas this year, we've been exploring opportunities to connect us all in a meaningful way. And here we are just a few months later. I'm so grateful for the team that formed to put this day together for you. While we're unable to run through the desert in orange bodysuits and capes, or stay up late and parasol up, my hope is that today will give you genuine opportunities to connect with community members that you've missed seeing, as well as to meet new faces. By this time last year, I had traveled over 90,000 miles to over 30 cities around the world, meeting with so many of you. It's always been so special to see you all in your home countries and experience a glimpse of your respective cultures. In some cases, I've even had the privilege of meeting your families and your pets. I appreciate so many of you for welcoming me in over the years. It's difficult to believe that it's been nearly a year since I last connected with the Magento community offline. While we all spend this time together virtually today, I'd encourage you to share in the chat where you're tuning in from on your platform of choice using Adobe developers to let us know what this event looks like from your perspective, how you're tuning in, and who, if anyone, has joined you. As so many of you, we've had to completely rethink how we do our jobs as community managers and evangelists. This goes beyond how we adjust to working from home versus from airport lounges around the world to how do we show up when we can't travel? How do we engage when we can't be close enough to shake your hand or give you a hug? And how do we stay connected when the events where we meet, learn, and network are canceled or virtual? Most importantly, as we've worked through these questions, we've really been intentional about how we can use this moment to lower our carbon footprint at the same time as allowing for greater diversity and inclusion while scaling participation in a more accessible way to reach even those who couldn't join us offline before. Even before COVID-19, we were thinking about how to build on the success of the 5-year Magento Master's program and how to expand its reach and participation. We recognize that 20 individuals is such a small representation of the broader Magento community. There are, after all, hundreds of thousands of you around the world. But to grow the opportunity, we needed to put a new program in place that would allow us to better scale without losing the value of our connection. Our new reality just reinforced the need for those plans. So I'm happy to announce a new and expanded program for our top contributors. Magento Commerce Champions is a new program for any existing Magento community member who is active in the community, helps to create a positive environment, and consistently adds value to the community. This new program will allow us to better engage your local leaders and address the connected but disjointed world we currently live in, while making more space for diversity and inclusion along the way. This expansion will give us new opportunities together to take a regional approach and offer greater participation, feedback, and insights. We've often talked about yet taught the penguins of Antarctica how to Magento. There's not a country in the world that doesn't speak Magento, and we want to empower our community as they come together locally. We want to enable more local community leaders. We've seen such fantastic contributions from community leaders all over the world who are holding workshops, networking events, and really being tremendous Magento champions for their regional communities. And we want to recognize their contributions and help them be even more effective in their efforts. We want to make room for more people. You all have been doing such amazing work that it was more difficult every year to limit to just the top 20 contributors for Magento Masters. Even with implementing the qualified alumni and holding annual terms, we still felt like we should find an evolution to include more. This expanded Magento Commerce Champions program will allow us to connect with more of you in a meaningful way and partner in your community efforts. With limited travel, this also means that regardless of travel restrictions, people from certain regions of the world like Africa and the Middle East who've already had issues getting visas to European and US countries in the past can now participate more fully. Like Magento Masters, Magento Commerce Champions will have annual terms, with the first term beginning in 2021. We will open applications to everyone in the Magento community early next month, so be sure to watch for that announcement on the Magento blog. This application will seek to identify individuals in each region who will both benefit from this program as well as utilize the opportunity to empower their local communities. You can expect transparency and benefits and expectations, and like the Magento Masters program, you'll have an opportunity to help shape the Magento Commerce Champions program through your feedback on succeed. I'm looking forward to building on the success of Magento Masters to enable even more great community advocates and contributors to be empowered in their efforts around the world. So, as we retire the Magento Masters program, I'd like to take a moment to recognize the 2020 Magento Masters who were announced in February of this year. For while it was only 7 months ago, it feels more like 7 years ago. Many of you recognize them as local leaders in your regional community. These 2020 Magento Masters represent 11 countries and 17 companies across our ecosystem. Collectively, these individuals spend thousands of hours organizing local conferences and meetups, as well as sharing knowledge across multiple platforms, including speaking at events, answering questions on the Magento forums and Stack Exchange, collaborating on Magento Dev Docs, and even creating Magento certification exams. Thanks to the enablement of the community engineering team and open source nature of Magento 2, they have also contributed to the security, code, and translations of the Magento core. So cheers to the 2020 Magento Masters. I am so grateful for all of your contributions and our many conversations along the way. I'd also like to take a moment to recognize the nearly 6 who are part of the Magento Masters program over these past few years. These are some of the likely familiar faces who really helped to build the heart of our collective collaborative community over recent years. On a personal note, creating the Magento Masters program and working with so many of you to shape it has truly been an honor for me. The Magento community means so much to many of us. It's a place where we've learned and grown alongside each other, and in some cases it's been a constant world. We've grown in our careers, and many of you have built companies from the ground up, working hand in hand with the community. Beyond the recognized individuals you see here, every single person in this community has helped to shape and grow the ecosystem since that first public beta way back in 2007. Or you're joining just now, I look forward to continue to do it together as we learn and grow within the expanded Adobe ecosystem. Thank you so much to each and every one of you. Back to you, Jason.
Well, thank you, Sherrie. And of course, congratulations to the 2020 Magento Masters and to all the Magento Masters and qualified alumni over the last 5 years for all that you've done and all that you continue to do. It's an incredible position and really does help make this community exactly what it is. So last year at Magento Imagine, we talked about broadening our collective color palettes and about the incredible opportunities that we all have now that we're part of Adobe. Experience at scale is the ultimate goal, and our solutions are now powering some of the most innovative digital touchpoints across the entire customer journey. And in fact, we have a number of new Adobe Experience Cloud initiatives that we're announcing today to help developers build on, extend, and engage with Adobe apps. And the first is Project Firefly. And Project Firefly gives developers greater flexibility to extend business capabilities on Adobe applications. By arming developers with a set of open source development and automation tools, Project Firefly empowers developers to do their best work with extreme efficiency. You'll have a chance to learn a lot more about Project Firefly coming up later this morning, but it really is underpinning a tremendous amount of our activity on this project. So next, on the announcement list, the Adobe Experience Platform web and mobile SDKs. They help developers tackle one of the greatest challenges in delivering real-time experiences, streamlining data and collection at scale. Now, no other platform in the industry offers all these capabilities into a single product, and that makes it easier for developers to get complex workflows going in no time. And last but not least, Adobe is introducing React Spectrum. React Spectrum is an open source collection of libraries and tools to help developers build adaptive, accessible, and robust user experiences to meet customer expectations at scale. So be sure to check out React Spectrum and React Aria demos this afternoon. They're both really, really incredibly important and big contributions coming out of all the research that we've done at Adobe and being able to return that to the broader community. So a step in the right direction. So these are just a few of the tools that Adobe is making available to help accelerate and design development efforts to meet modern needs. And at a time when the physical and digital worlds have become so incredibly intimate, the urgency is very real to create seamless and engaging customer experiences that transcend the forgettable boilerplate and deliver on brand, on time, personalized to an audience of one. We're breaking down the barrier to deliver truly contextual engagement and growth. And together, we have a tremendous opportunity, almost an obligation, to bring these capabilities to the best brands in the world. It is the unique diversity of perspective across all our various areas of expertise, from commerce to front end and back end, analytics, artificial intelligence, data science, and so many more. That helps us see every facet of customer experience design and execution. But it also helps us uniquely orchestrate and add value at every step of a customer's journey. So to that end, I've asked Jonathan Roeder to lead this new developer experience organization across the entire Experience Cloud business. Now, John has built, according to him, 2 mini commerce platforms, leading product management and architecture across a variety of different clubs. And John and I have worked together, in my opinion, for far too long. But we have a terrific camaraderie, and there's really no one more qualified than John to go lead this initiative. Most recently, Jonathan was leading our research and development organization at Magento. where he was able to, very quickly see a need to establish some sanity around the way that we interact with our technical community. So let's hear from him now on this exciting new charter. Jonathan?
I think you might have ad-libbed one of those lines, Jason. Hey, everybody. Good morning. You didn't see anything there. Actually, can you see me? Can everybody hear me? Can anyone hear me? So, all right. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thanks, Jason. Hi, everybody. And really, thank you for joining our first Developers Live event. I am thrilled to be here with you today to share our vision for developer experience at Adobe. A word of caution, I've been told that the audio on my setup here is not great, that it's in some kind of whisper mode. I'll try to be loud. I'll try to project. If you've met me in person, you know that that's generally not difficult for me. But here we go. So like Jason said, we've worked together a long time. In a former life, I actually have spent years trying to compete with Magento. And the one thing that shone through alongside the technology was the ecosystem and developer community. As you heard and know today, the ecosystem is the product. That's always been Magento's secret weapon. And having the opportunity to take the ethos and the fire and of that and to extend it across Experience Cloud, that's incredibly exciting. So as Jason mentioned, we have a tremendous opportunity to collaborate together and to contribute to the future of customer experience. And that is the mission of our new developer experience organization, to help you connect, collaborate, and contribute more effectively to the full spectrum of solutions across Experience Cloud. And there are 4 core pillars to this mission. First, one Adobe, unifying the tools and the capabilities that we offer. Second, one community, earning the right to bring together the diverse and vibrant ecosystems and communities in a common cause of redefining customer experience. It's precisely our diversity of vantage points, perspectives, and breadth of expertise across the end-to-end customer journey that puts us in a unique position to architect that future state. We need to do this in open collaboration, amplifying the voice of the developer, of the data scientist, the data engineer, the architect, the operator, the designer, of the technology worker, of the entire community, enabling those diverse backgrounds and perspectives to push assumptions, expectations, and definitions of excellence, learning from and empowering each other, creating and collaborating through the mediums of open standards and open source. And if we're doing all that right, then we foster innovation, equipping you with modern developer experiences to stay ahead of industry and technology shifts. Today, that means cloud and edge native, DevOps driven, serverless, headless. But with digital roadmaps accelerating and digital projects getting fast-tracked, tomorrow's business agility will be defined by how well you see several moves ahead and by how well you architect solutions for change as a constant. So let's build that future together. Okay, good mission, right? So our organization is divided into these 4 teams to achieve this mission. First, the platform acceleration team, focused on building tools and deploying platform capabilities to accelerate your development velocity. We want to enable you to connect these capabilities to the full suite of Experience Cloud products to help you build truly infinite experiences. The marketplace organization, supporting our ISV and technology partners through the entire software lifecycle with tools to help you extend the functionality of Experience Cloud solutions. We want to enable you to reach and support a broader customer base while helping you better monetize the opportunity. The Open Contribution Office we're excited to build on the tremendous success of the open contribution model that's been so critical for Magento through the community engineering team, as Jason shared earlier. We created the community engineering program in 2017 as a way to connect developers inside and outside of Magento and to facilitate and orchestrate contributions from developers around the world. This partnership has allowed us to introduce new features, performance improvements, and to extend our capabilities. The Open Contribution Office supports the Magento Community Engineering Program and is building a broader Adobe ecosystem program. We're excited to extend this model and to foster greater openness, collaboration, and engagement with individuals and partners developing across the Experience Cloud suite. Last, certainly not least, developer relations, helping to connect with and expand our community engagement efforts, starting with Adobe Developers Live today. We want to make sure that the voice of the developer is as strong as any voice inside of Adobe. So big ups to Sherrie and to Vest for today. So why now? You might be wondering that, like, why is now the right moment to strike? Well, why dedicate an organization at this time? But the truth is, Adobe's been on this evolutionary journey for a while. If you look back even in 2014, Adobe first embraced an API-first strategy. Starting from a single API integration point for just one service, this effort has expanded to expose APIs and events across Experience Cloud. This fueled API consumption from millions to more than 2 billion API calls per month, with a massive backbone, messaging backbone handling 15 billion events or more per day. With the launch of Adobe Experience Platform, Adobe Experience Manager as a cloud service, and the acquisition of Magento, Adobe has entered a phase of deeper development focus and capability. Our developer experience organization is here to shepherd and accelerate this effort across Experience Cloud and to connect it with you so that together we may define the future of customer and developer experience. As Jason mentioned, the opportunity to bring our respective communities together underpin the acquisition of Magento. We're now moving to unite our diverse and global networks of developers, designers, and innovators. We're deepening our commitment to open, developer-driven experiences and to empowering all of you to create more compelling experiences across the customer journey. Here's an important example, and one that we've been working on for some time. With the rise of headless commerce and content, it has become more important than ever to empower front-end developers with modern tools and capabilities. Adobe Experience Manager and Magento teams have partnered together on this opportunity, collaborating across GraphQL services, progressive web application tools, and a shared library of front-end components. Magento's PWA Studio and Adobe Experience Manager Commerce Integration Framework are great opportunities for you to leverage and contribute to these efforts. We have a number of sessions on these topics today. So we're very eager to partner with you to drive innovation and growth at unprecedented scale and speed for the benefit of customers, partners, and developers around the world. So let's double click on a few of the additional initiatives that Jason mentioned. We'd love to get your involvement, your feedback. So first off, Project Firefly. As Jason mentioned, we're very excited about this. Project Firefly is a complete framework that enables developers to build and deploy web apps or headless APIs and logic to extend Adobe Experience Cloud solutions and that runs on Adobe infrastructure. Firefly uses modern web tech, including Jamstack, serverless and event-driven computing, Node, and React. It supports development best practices, including continuous integration and continuous delivery, and combines with React Spectrum to allow developers to build apps leveraging Adobe's UI components. We're working to evolve Firefly every day and to integrate it more deeply across all of Experience Cloud. To see an example of how Project Firefly is being used as a first-class point of integration, please check out the demo today on customizing asset processing and AEM assets using Firefly. And if you'd like to learn more in general or kick the tires with a developer preview, please be sure to check out the general Firefly session. Next up, React Spectrum. As Jason mentioned, React Spectrum is a fantastic development we've been focusing on. React Spectrum is our open source collection of libraries and tools that help you build adaptive, accessible, internationalized, and robust user experiences for web apps. As is often the case, this effort was born of necessity. Adobe has thousands of engineers around the world working on hundreds of products, which must all meet high UI standards, all at scale. With the growing popularity of design systems, many companies, both large and small, are implementing their own component libraries from scratch. But even with modern view libraries, it is still extraordinarily difficult to build these capabilities in a fully accessible way with interactions that work across device types. This can represent potentially millions of dollars of investment for each company as they duplicate work that could otherwise be shared. Additionally, many companies and teams just don't have the resources or time to prioritize features like accessibility, internationalization, full keyboard nav, and touch interactions. This can lead to subpar user experiences, to say the least. React Spectrum is our Adobe-wide investment to address these issues. If you're building on Experience Cloud using Project Firefly, React Spectrum allows you to deliver custom UIs via the same components we use internally, keeping experiences rich and consistent for our customers. But even if you're building outside of the Adobe stack, our ARIA and Stately projects might be valuable for you to use. So please check out Spectrum on GitHub if you'd like to learn more or actually to contribute to that effort. And check out our demo, Get Hooked, later today. Get it? Get hooked? Cheeky. Another important pain point Adobe is tackling is streamlining data collection at scale. Historically, developers have had to work with disparate data collection stacks and libraries, resulting in unnecessary friction with data deployment. Now, through Adobe Experience Platform launch server-side, developers can leverage Adobe's new web and mobile SDKs and worldwide edge of data collection to move work from the browser or mobile device to the server. You can take advantage of simplified data collection and immediately start to see improved site performance for faster page and app load times. Server-side is in an alpha state with select customers, but Adobe's data collection abilities are available for use now. First, the web SDK, which we call Alloy.js, is available for use and contribution on GitHub. To make integrations easier, Adobe Experience Manager has open sourced a client data layer. This library we're integrating throughout Adobe, but it's agnostic to Adobe. So if you just need a good data layer, please check it out. It's available for use or for contribution on GitHub. And to stitch it all together, we offer Adobe Experience Platform Launch, our modern tag management solution. So please check out Jeff Chasen's demo on Launch for more information. Okay, so there's some highlights, some deeper looks at some of the technology that we're working on and would love your eyes on and your fingerprints on. In addition to the demos and sessions today about those technologies, we'd love for you to reach out for us through these normal channels. If you're coming from Magento or if you're coming from Adobe, we want you to be aware of all the places we are and how we would like to reach out to you as you reach out to us. I'd encourage you to tune into the sessions and demos throughout today to learn more about the efforts we just described and how to get involved. I'm supposed to hand it over to Matt, and I will, but I'd just like to say we're incredibly excited about this mission. We're an organization here to really evolve what developer experience is at Adobe, and we know that the secret to that is to partner with you. So we really look forward to that. So please welcome Matt Zimmerman, who's going to share the latest information about our newest commerce release, Magento 2.4. Take it away, Matt.
Thanks, Jonathan. Hi, everyone. Although we all miss seeing each other in person, I'm happy to see everyone here today attending this virtual event. It is a pleasure to spend time with you all today sharing the many innovations we brought to market with our latest releases. With Magento 2.4, we continue to accelerate our investments to deliver on our roadmap for Magento clients of all sizes. By now, hopefully you're all familiar with this framework and the areas around which we prioritize our product evaluations. You'll notice that we've expanded a couple of these pillars to reflect the expanded scope of our vision and investments. But fundamentally, this has been our bedrock for the last 3 years and continues to guide our investments. Today, I'd like to focus on the key features of Magento 2.4 that are delivering on these pillars. Our team will be sharing links to relevant content in the chat as I go through the features. A major area of focus for this release was B2B. Businesses need to support a wide range of customer purchase policy and requirements. The approval workflow feature enables B2B companies to customize their approval processes using a simple form. The approval rules can be based on order value, number of SKUs, or shipping costs. Rules can specify multiple approvers and be assigned specific roles. Approvers are automatically notified when reviews are required and can choose to approve, reject, or comment on a PO in their accounts. Buyers receive notifications at each stage of the purchasing process. To better support customers through their online purchases, we've added seller-assisted shopping through Login as Customer. This facilitates the sales or customer rep to support their buyers in multiple ways. This community developed feature grew out an extension contribution from MageFan. This release also offers better performance for faster ordering and reordering for B2B buyers and greater efficiency with a new order search feature. We completely rebuilt the media gallery and integrated with the next version of Adobe Stock to save admin users significant time and resources. One key use case is that with Magento's access control lists, merchants can provide creatives, designers, and external agencies with controlled access to the media gallery to directly upload and manage assets. The new media gallery now returns search results at least 10 times faster, with that performance improvement growing exponentially with larger galleries. New image details provide additional data to make browsing images easier, and image detail pages notes how often and on what type of content an image is used, like pages, categories, or products. A great community contribution is an improvement to the licensing workflow in the new Adobe Stock integration. Now users can find any Adobe Stock preview image, see where it is used, and license that image contextually without ever leaving the media gallery. With Magento product recommendations powered by Adobe Sensei, we combine the deep commerce knowledge of Magento with the vast AI capabilities of Adobe. Directly from the Magento admin, merchants can create, manage, and deploy intelligent recommendation units across their sites that automatically learn from the behavior of their shoppers and instantly display relevant products that are unique to each visitor's intent. In the first quarter since our initial release, our merchants are reporting a 25% increase in average order value, 15% click-through rate on product pages, and a 15x improvement in recommendations-driven revenue over the previous implementation. Now we're looking to build on top of this extremely valuable merchandising and marketing tool for our merchants. Core artificial intelligence and machine learning will be optimized and augmented to allow for multiple recommendation types. We will leverage computer vision algorithms to deliver recommendations to help shoppers find visually similar items in merchants' catalogs without spending hours on search and navigation. Personalization algorithms are getting improved by accounting for changes in shopper interests over time. Admin workflow will be improved to allow more flexibility in defining and placing recommendations units. Integration with Page Builder provides easy drag and drop capabilities, as well as the segmentation opportunities via dynamic blocks. Inclusion-exclusion filters will allow the user to granularly define their preferences for products participating in recommendations. We are continuing to drive headless commerce and mobile-first delivery. The latest version of PWA Studio introduces a new Venia storefront experience that was built using Page Builder content types. It includes a complete cart and checkout workflow to accelerate implementations. We're also introducing an extensibility framework to make it easier to customize and extend the capabilities of PWA Studio, both through custom development and apps in the Magento marketplace. Be sure to tune in to the PWA demo later this afternoon. With this latest release, GraphQL added support for store pickup, reordering from my account, and password reset. Greater coverage of GraphQL APIs empower merchants to build custom experiences for all digital touchpoints using their preferred development tool. Our GraphQL APIs will continue to see innovation, and I recommend staying connected with progress in this area. A shining spot in our collaboration with the community is our inventory management feature set, formerly known as MSI. With this release, we have launched in-store pickup. Merchants can easily select which inventory locations are eligible as a customer pickup location. During checkout, customers can quickly find a location near them and view other essential information such as store hours. Once orders have been placed, store associates can notify the customers that their order is ready for pickup with a single click. Furthermore, this can be adapted for curbside pickup, which has become the preferred way for many shoppers to pick up their purchases and minimize health risks. With the addition of bundled product support, inventory management now supports all product types with multiple sources. We have added the ability to asynchronously reindex stock, and additional performance improvements for several critical scenarios were also delivered. Security remains a high priority area of focus. Two-factor authentication was enhanced and is now enabled by default when accessing the admin portal via web interface or web API. The extra step of automation makes it harder for malicious users to perform unauthorized logins to the admin panel. Admin users cannot log into the admin panel without configuring personal 2FA, and authorized admin users can configure the 2FA provider on the first login. Some Magento components, such as CMS pages and blocks, still use the template filter in legacy mode, which is vulnerable to RCE attacks in the right conditions. This change ensures that RCE attacks cannot be facilitated purposely by enabling strict mode by default. UI data providers enabled by default open up a vulnerability for attackers to use ECMA script 2015 syntax to execute arbitrary JavaScript. We have changed data rendering to be disabled by default for UI data providers. Many core platform dependencies were updated to the latest versions, including Elasticsearch, PHP, MySQL, and MariaDB. Dependencies on the Zen framework have been migrated to the Laminus project to reflect the transitioning of the Zen framework to the Linux Foundation's Laminus project. The Composer upgrade plugin streamlines the upgrade process by resolving changes that must be made to the root Composer's JSON file before updating a new Magento product requirement. This plugin protects against overwriting customizations. The new Composer plugin safely replaces manual steps with a look-ahead update. Several important performance improvements have been included. Scalability improvements to serve higher traffic without performance degradation while improving page load speed 43%. Redis improvements decrease the size of a network data transfers and improve the adapter's ability to auto-determine what needs to be loaded. This reduces CPU cycle consumption and address race conditions during Redis write operations. Cart and checkout performance enhancements deliver 50% faster reordering and 30% faster add to cart performance during quick ordering. Improved caching of SQL query results to inventory stock sales channel and inventory tables reduced queries from 16 to just 1. MFTF introduced MFTF helpers, which can create custom actions outside of the test framework. Additionally, MFTF now uses Google Authenticator to enable tests with 2FA enabled. Further steps are needed to configure MFTF for 2FA, so please refer to the specific dev doc to walk you through the process. Since the release of Elasticsearch support for open source with 2.2, we've been working towards consolidating core search to a single search provider. With 2.4, we've removed MySQL Search, and now only Elasticsearch is supported. You must have Elasticsearch installed prior to attempting an install or upgrade to 2.4. The Elasticsearch implementation did not support an ability to search catalog by using partial product names. Shoppers can now search for partial words in product name and SKUs by using quick search and get relevant results so that they can find the products that they are looking for. You may remember from previous releases that we began deprecating our payment gateways in favor of their marketplace alternative for compliance reasons. The core Braintree integration was migrated to become a vendor bundled extension, or VBE. This will allow them to deliver more frequent, independent updates to regularly add new functionality, quality and performance improvements, and ensure long-term PCI and PSD2 compliance. The core Signify D integration was removed in favor of the official extension on Marketplace. The PayPal Express checkout integration was migrated to the latest PayPal JavaScript SDK. The JavaScript SDK automatically collects and passes needed risk parameters to PayPal, which allow to provide needed seller protection to merchants. The functionality of PayPal Express checkout payment method will stay the same. So while it's not a new product feature being rolled out to merchants, we're excited about some significant changes that we've been making to improve the Magento software upgrade process and associated TCO. These changes are all in response to merchant and partner feedback. This is the introduction of our public beta program for all partners. This gives partners a sneak peek of the code well before it becomes generally available, so they have time to understand the affected areas and what it means to customizations and merchant sites. We feel this will be one of the best ways to help prepare for each Magento release. Next comes our pre-release. This is fully production code that is releasing 2 weeks before the general availability release date to all Magento commerce merchants and their partners. This allows merchants to get a head start on updating and securing their site before the release becomes broadly available. Finally, in addition to our full patch releases that include both security and quality improvements, we are now offering a streamlined security-only version based on the prior quarter's comprehensive update. Together with the introduction of pre-release, this allows merchants the leanest possible update to protect their site quickly, with the flexibility to upgrade to the latest quality and other less time-sensitive improvements on their own schedule. The pre-release and security-only release changes have been in place since the beginning of 2020 now, and feedback has been really positive. One other aspect that I wanted to update you on is around our commitment to openness and transparency. We started the beginning of the year with a goal to go even further and provide enhanced statistics on our development efforts. Community engineering released Bitergia-powered statistics, providing key insights from the Magento GitHub repos. This is an entire section, there's an entire section dedicated to just community-oriented statistics. For those that love the deep dive into the data, these are public accessible statistics and provide a lot of territory to explore. I look forward to seeing growth in this area as new data sources are added and additional insights become available. So a couple of housekeeping items to wrap up. You'll have a chance to get a sneak peek at a few of the innovations on our commerce roadmap in the next session. You will also have an opportunity to see the great developer tooling we have across the broader digital experience portfolio, which Jason and Jonathan touched on. Note that many of the demo sessions are running concurrently with Dev Exchange this afternoon. Take advantage of all the great content we have planned for the day. We look forward to great discussions in the session-specific chat pods, as well as on social media, #Adobe Developers. If you miss any session, don't worry, as we'll make sure the recordings are available after the event on the Adobe Developers YouTube channel. For anyone interested in seeing more Magento demos, please check out the Magento Community Engineering YouTube channel as well. We also wanted to share 4 selections from Magento Innovations Lab, which are like the sneaks you see at Max or Summit, but are focused on commerce and contributed by our global Magento community. You can catch them at the end of each morning session, starting with the seamless sign-on across devices. Let's watch.